Start this morning with the latest on the coronavirus, and it is all about masks right now, where to wear them and when. Florida has reached more than 100,000 coronavirus cases, and in response, Bay Area leaders are imposing mask mandates to try to get those numbers under control. Hillsboro County passed the strictest order in our area yet. Businesses who don't follow the rules could be charged with a second-degree misdemeanor, up to 60 days in jail or 6 months probation, and a $500 fine. That order takes effect tomorrow at 5 o'clock. In Hillsboro County, you'll have to wear masks while inside businesses. There are some exceptions for those with medical conditions and kids who are under the age of 2. The order applies to people who can't stay 6 feet apart inside public spaces. Now, the mandate does not apply to religious services, nonprofit organizations, private clubs, or government agencies. And in St. Pete, we expect to learn more details from Mayor Rick Kreisman about a new executive order that he signed last night, requiring both customers and workers to wear masks inside businesses. That goes into effect at 5 o'clock tonight. Before, only employees and businesses had to wear one around customers, but the change here, well, that was expected. We plan to stream his news conference on our 10 Tampa Bay app. The city has not said what time it'll take place yet. As for the rest of the Bay Area, masks are already required in Tampa for anyone in public, indoors, and unable to socially distance. Lakeland city leaders decided not to require masks on Monday. Pinellas will vote today at 2 o'clock, and we will send an alert to your phone on that move as well. Manatee will discuss the possibility later this week, while Polk, Sarasota, and Hernando have no plans regarding masks right now.